Hey, this is Budsy. You my uh, ex brother-in-law, he's dead now. He's Down syndrome, and he used to tell people he was smart, kind of like Donald Trump. If you have to tell people you're smart, you're not smart. And I must be the third dumbest motherfucker on this planet because I mean the second dumbest, dumber than me, is Joe Biden. I mean of course he's got a lot more power than I do and influence, but the dumbest motherfucker is Donald Trump on this planet because he tells people he's smart, and anybody that tells you they're smart is not very smart. I tell people I am the third dumbest, but shit, I'm trying to get my, and that's the thing. There is no try. I'm thinking, you know, I have a lot of education, a lot of life experience that most everybody else has not been through. Done a lot of things. I've done a lot of things successfully. I'm not fucking successful now. I don't have any fucking money. I don't, no, I do have money. It's just in some other people's account. I'm a fucking billionaire. And I should be, if I was given the fair shot at that trial, I would have been a billionaire, and I definitely would have bought my way out of that shit. I was involved in the internet back in, 94 to 98. Hell, not to, if I have to tell people who I am, I'm nobody. I'm fucking Budsy. And, I do, sometimes I liken myself to a Star Wars character. I guess I am narcissistic. Fuck, I'm thinking of myself all the time. I like to be with people that are and enjoying themselves. I don't want them to be able to eat great tasting barbecue. I need, really $50,000 right now. There's 7.8 billion people on this goddamn planet. I could at least get someone to lend me money for, say, I'm finishing up the convertible debenture form, but lend me money for 3 years. I'll guarantee you, I'll pay you back, in $50,000 increments. I need 10, either one person or 10 people to buy convertible debentures. They're convertible into a $50,000 convertible. And this is not an offer to sell nor the solicitation of to buy any securities. What I'm doing, I'm looking for someone to lend me some money, in effect, be my friend right now. I'm thinking out of 7.8 billion people, I'm thinking I've got friends, but nobody's got any money to lend me. What I need is what I want. Everybody should get what they want, to be and do whatever they want to do. Everyone should have that. If they were granted the right to exist in the physical realm here, they were born. I mean, if society got the government, if society grants a person the right to exist in this physical universe, and they're not in virtual reality. On the perfect planet, perfect world of nirvana. I liken myself to not to Jar Jar Binks, but rather as the character Yoda. And if I were Yoda, I'm trying to write a book, The Chronicles of Yoda, and from to when he was born. He lived 900 years, and then he had to go back to virtual rehab because he had been involved with all these emotionally based beings and just fucked up his head. Started thinking like them rather than, well, he was wise. But if I were Yoda, I consider myself a 9-year-old Yoda, trying to, the thing is, I came here, I'm to open up a barbecue restaurant and a cannabis consumption lounge where people can enjoy themselves. And I want to become a pleasure concierge, someone that provides entertainment and pleasure to people. I'll probably, in this new economy that's coming along, I mean, in 50 years, there'll be an elite group probably by the end of by 2030. There'll be an elite group that own and control 200,000 elites that own and control everything on this planet, resources, currency, everything. And there's a hierarchy. I mean, right now, there's 8 individuals on this planet that own and control, I think, 64% of all the capital and resources on this planet. 8 individuals like that. It used to be only 50, but with this pandemic and stuff, it's shifted over even more. I mean, I would like to, but probably in 50 years, they're going to reduce the surface population here to about 2 billion. By 2030, the schedule is supposed to be 4 billion by then, either by war, violence, I was thinking if Biden got elected, they were going to have civil violence in all these big cities, starting in Portland. I wanted to get the fuck out of Portland because I thought this is the epicenter. And I still think this might happen, but that's the thing. Is Trump going to come back as the emperor of the Western Hemisphere, or is he going to come back as president? He's not gone yet, but he is the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. And the thing is, he's got a strong social presence. My social presence is bullshit. It's like there's 4 ways people should be recognized for their achievements or ability to do things. Is number 1, their innate intelligence. And I tell people I'm the 3rd dumbest motherfucker. If I was so fucking smart, I'd be a billionaire right now. I really would. I should have been. Like I said, my internet company got just evaporated after I left. Well, I didn't leave on my own recognizance or volition. It wasn't my idea to go to prison. I spent 47 months in a Texas prison. And I joke, well, it's not a joke. I don't like dudes, and I was able to be celibate, even though I never wanted to be celibate. Well, I wanted to be celibate, and also I was successful at it in prison for 47 months because I became Barrister Budsy. I worked in the law library, and I should have had my case overturned, at least got a fair trial. The dude that sued me, I call him the Clinton pedophile because he was in that Clinton Epstein or Epstein Clinton pedophilia thing. Supposedly, this is what I was told by the lawyer that recommended my lawyer that he got 250,000 and I don't know. All I'd like to do is get my case overturned. And if they want to come and sue me for defamation of character, fine. Fuck you. What are you going to get from me? You've ruined me. I'm in the process of being evicted from my house. I got evicted from my restaurant, but I closed that restaurant down because I couldn't fire my ex-business partner. Didn't want to do barbecue sauce, and I have to have barbecue sauce for this. So I'm in a dilemma right now to reopen the restaurant. What I need is what I want. I want $50,000 so I can do all the stuff. I got to pay for a licensed plumber or electrician to be able to pay my health department fees and get my beer, wine license, my health department licenses. I've already got the lease signed under my new company called Budsy's BBQ LLC. And for $50,000, I'll sell 10% of that. I firmly believe with the celebrity chef, I'm bringing in. He was cooked for Muhammad Ali, not Dave Chappelle, Russell Wilson, and Harry Connick. Oh, not Dave. Harry Connick Jr. For about 3 or 4 days in their home. He's a personal chef, but he took his company, his restaurant he had up in Chicago, took it from put $300,000 into it and sold it 3 years later for 3.6 million. So I know he can do. What I was getting at is I believe in, say, 5 years, I can turn this restaurant, catering company, and the barbecue sauce company into a probably worth $10 million. So if you had 10% of that, that'd be $1 million. So for 50,000, I can't guarantee anything with this, but I think it's a lot better than rolling dice. And this is Las Vegas. I mean, people are throwing, huge amounts for gambling, thinking that these odds where your chance of success is less than 50% in these table games and stuff. So, but I believe personally, that I can turn my restaurant, the catering company, the barbecue sauce, the infused barbecue sauces, and the infused condiments and edibles, and also I've got an offer to buy a grow and process grow license, get a grow license and a processing license for $5.5 million. And those will allow me to get licensed in a cannabis consumption lounge. And I know how to run a consumption lounge because we had one in Portland, Oregon. It was open continuously for 6 years. We had some fantastic things. So I think we could get, 42 million people come here to Las Vegas every year. And it's estimated 25 to 50% of them want to smoke weed, or medicate with, I think the reason this $3,500 to $4,500 a pound business model is not sustainable. I think once, when medical marijuana becomes federally legal, which it probably will within 12 months, there's going to be a ton of new capital money, investment money coming into the cannabis industry. Most of it's going to go into grow operations, production. And the problem with that is you're going to have a great overproduction, a tremendous amount, and the price is going to drop. When I went to Portland in 2015 from Texas, and I didn't plan. I kind of did. I planned to get into do a restaurant, a barbecue restaurant, to go on the old Uncle Budsy, because I was about to leave to go up to Oregon. And if I hadn't broken this is coincidence. If I hadn't broken my ankle, delayed my going to Portland by about probably about 14 months. Delayed me. I found an old recipe of the guy called Uncle Budsy, his original Uncle Budsy's barbecue sauce. And it had like 14 herbs and spices. And what I did, when I got a food truck, I started doing stuff, and I started making making barbecue sauce, but infused barbecue sauce. And at the time, it was Uncle Budsy's, Dr. Budsy's medicated barbecue sauce. And I won some awards for best tasting barbecue sauce in Portland up there. But I put on 10 cannabis infused barbecue dinners, and they were, at first I was cooking the stuff in the food, and then I figured out how to do it where you can repeat it, and it's easy, legal, and even here in Nevada. But they're going to have these this Assembly Bill 341 allow consumption lounges to be open here and consume food, infused food in these lounges. But the way everybody else wants to do it, they'll be lucky to do 100 meals a day, if that. They're going to have these elaborate gourmet meals, and it's not repeatable. It's just I can do an infused barbecue dinner and charge $125 to $150, and it costs me about $30 to put on. No, well, $30, but the way about $35 to $40, counting the infusion kit. And that's the thing. Our meal, the non-infused barbecue dinner, everybody can eat it in the consumption lounge. In the restaurant, the only thing we smoke is meat, and it's a family style Texas barbecue. It's Uncle or Budsy's barbecue is just straight southern sides, nothing infused. We may sell CBD infused barbecue sauce out of the restaurant, but not serve it in the restaurant. It depends. We may do that. Like eventually, I want the restaurant, the infused, where people come to have an infused dinner, be Chef Budsy's. It's Chef Budsy's. And actually, if you go to www.chefbudsy.com, you can see, and that's a site where people will come and actually make a reservation. And I expect, I think if we're properly funded and this works out, we could probably be serving 400, if not 1,000 cannabis infused barbecue dinners every day, 7 days a week, out of Chef Budsy's that's there in the consumption lounge we have. So I think that's a huge revenue. And money's not the be all and end all, but I want everybody around me to do well and be able to do what they want to do. Like I said, I'm a pleasure concierge. I want people to enjoy themselves. And I think life's meant to be enjoyed. Life's not meant to be angry and hateful at other people. I've got a lot of people hating on me so much they want to fucking cancel me. I mean, this cancel culture, that's a protected hate group. I mean, they hate on people. They want to eliminate them from society, from actually interacting with other people. They want to, because they don't like something about their value system. I mean, we live in this solar system. There's 200 billion souls in this solar system. And there's only 7.8 billion of those souls in sentient physical bodies here, that they exist because they were given the right to exist because their parents could have sex 9 months before they were born. That was the only criteria that these people that are in bodies right now. And these anti-abortionists, they want every soul to be in a body, but it's probably going to cap out at 12 billion if this pro-life. I mean, personally, where I come from, I come from nirvana. It's the perfect world where everything you get to do and be whoever you want to, but sometimes you have to do that in virtual reality. So if you're wanting something, you have to go into it or virtual rehab. It's a big matrix. It's controlled by the general overdirector, God, the general overdirector. And he has a group of 200 executive directors under him. And they have a bunch of junior executive director interns that, that actually go out on mission. I'm here on a mission from God for what I consider my contribution to the public consumption of recreational medicine, or weed. That's what it is. I think cannabis, with the cannabinoids, is an essential nutritional supplement with no currently known recommended daily allowance. I mean, you should probably take some in to create homeostasis of your body, the lymphatics, the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, respiratory, all this genital urinary tract. Everything's functioning correctly and in homeostasis. And in that situation, a human would have, in optimum conditions, they would have a life expectancy of 150 years. Now, they may have to be rejuvenated. Like I say, I'm going to have to be rejuvenated pretty quickly because I'm getting to be, I plan to live another 79 years. And I don't have dementia. I don't have Alzheimer's. I consider myself, I have a tormentia. I torment people. And just had something, like, it's the light force that's coming in. See, like I said, I do think, hey, Gabby, how are you doing? I'm going to invite you on here. So let me see. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, come on. Just talk. I don't want to just talk to myself, because that's what I'm doing. That's the thing about these video things. They're, let me see. I think I got it. Yeah. Anyway, well, I guess you don't want to get on here. And I was going to have Skippy Sprinkles. Like what I wanted to do was have like a podcast and have a co-host in Skippy Sprinkles. And like I said, I don't have, I've got tormentia. I torment people. And, I am a little medicated right now because I am a medical marijuana patient for a life and death condition. And that's, I've been one, like I said, as long as I felt like I was, well, I do feel like, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer on my birthday. It'll be 10 years this September. And I feel like that's when I became a symbiote with Yoda in my body, and I mean, I'm an old fart, by human standards, I'm an old fart, but I plan to live another 79 years. And the thing about, okay. But the thing about, what was I going to say? Oh, I was looking, Gabby said she's working. I'm trying to be working, but I'm not making any fucking money. I need what I want. There's 7.8 billion people on this planet. I'd like one of those people to lend me $50,000 so I can reopen my barbecue restaurant. I have to have the barbecue, be able to do the barbecue to make the sauce and infuse the sauce. Because I think that's gonna be an excellent thing. I mean, I've researched it, and I talked to 3 different dispensaries if they would carry cannabis infused barbecue sauce, CBD or really the THC. Because I was making that up in Portland, and like I said, I won the best taste, but I don't put that nasty ass weed oil in it. That tastes like burn up weed. I mean, that's nasty taste. I mean, I have been making edibles for a long time, but what I thought is, distillate and isolate, using that in place of the oil, because in effect that is tasteless, odorless, actually, I think within 10 years, all the consumption, or 99.9% of the consumption of cannabinoids, will be by edibles, drinks, and maybe single-use vape pens. There won't be any smoking because everybody will be in government-assisted housing with cameras everywhere, and and robot police, and I mean, there's going to be a lot less rights, especially with this great reset of all the finances. I mean, no one was good. That's the way it's supposedly going down in 2029. I think there's going to be a big change in wealth. I plan there's going to be 200,000 elites, and they're going to and I plan to be a pleasure concierge for that group. And I think by, say, 20 years, the this 20 or 200,000 elite groups, I think 80 to 85% of them are going to be female, either by choice or by choice, transgender changing, or by birth, abortion. I mean, I think there'll be 15% of the population of this group will be male, and so. But what I plan to do, I'm going to be I'm thinking, well, I'm here in Las Vegas. I'm going to open up a brothel, a whorehouse, but most of my clients, then I concentrate on this elite, this 200,000 group that are coming into Las Vegas to enjoy themselves, and they come here, but the majority of them, probably 85% of them, will be Janes, not Johns. And my workers will be artificial intelligent sex robots that do whatever you want to. So that's what I perceive as a strong possibility of happening. Probability, I think it's definitely plausible. Personally, I don't think that pandemic was plausible, but it did, and that's why the consumption lounge we had up in Portland closed down after 6 years continuously. We had some funny events. We had this thing called Dab Wars, and I've explained it before, but if you want to, we're planning on doing that in the club. There's a lot of things. Like I said, I did 10 cannabis infused barbecue dinners up in the Northwest Cannabis Club in Flight Lounge that we had up there. They were private clubs, and that's what I've got a private membership group called the Las Vegas Cannabis Industry Leaders. It's www.lvcil.com. That's the owner of the consumption lounge. And right now I'm selling lifetime memberships to the membership organization here in Las Vegas. Lifetime memberships. The lifetime membership would normally be $100. But I'm selling it right now for $10. And I think I've got 10,000 of them. That would give me $100,000, and I can open up the restaurant, get the what I'm planning to do is raise $500,000 for this. $250,000 goes into the restaurant for opening it. I need 25 to open it, and marketing, supply, everything, get it really humming, and $150,000 going into a production company, a media company, because people think that this cannabis, this $3,500 to $4,500 a pound business model is sustainable. It's not. Like I said, when I left Oregon, I bought 4 ounces of medical marijuana, is from a licensed grower in Oregon for medical marijuana for $25 an ounce. I bought for a quarter pound for $100, and it's like in 2015 it was $3,200 a pound. So the price, with all this new production coming in, and this Nevada is not the place to grow weed. The Pacific Northwest is the place to grow weed. Washington, Oregon, Northern California, the Emerald Triangle. That's the place. And, I used to think all the weed came out of Mexico up through Texas, but I realized that 85% of it is up there in that Emerald Triangle. It was all being shipped back east. So, the cannabis industry right now it's a hobby business because of labeling this plant that can grow wild as medicine. It is medicinal in nature, and it like I said, I'm a medical marijuana patient. I'm glad that I am. I just hope, the idea that there's a lot of people say cannabis cures cancer. my anecdotal case study with my dog, he got melanoma of the mouth, and he was dead in 6 weeks. I gave him FICO, full plant extract cannabis oil. I gave him that. I mean, he was stoned. He was born on July 10th, which was 7/10 day. It's oil flipped over. It's kind of like 420. And he died actually on 4/22. And I tell people that he was so stoned, it took him 2 days to lay down. So, but it was anyway. So what happened, I see, is and I need to get. I need what I want. I mean, everybody, like I said, what I want is at least one friend to lend me. You're not supposed to lend money to your friends, but fuck, if you believe in me, I'd like one person to lend me $500,000 right now, and you believe in me, because I know I can turn that 500,000 probably into 20 million, I believe. But best of all, I'm looking. What I'd like is to be funded by Elon Musk, because I want to develop artificial intelligence and actually virtual reality. Because I would, I was joking about this, that I'm doing the framework for AI sex robots, and I'm doing background right now. I'm looking for 1 to 3 hot cis bisexual females that prefer women to men as my research assistants. So, but I'm probably, I was telling, so I'm trying to create in finances. There is no try. There's only do or do not. I mean, if you're going to say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. That's the problem. Like in politics, particularly, these politicians, they have, I was talking about the 4 things you evaluate somebody for, their intelligence, all their education, and how varied it is. I mean, I've got 35 years of formal education, if you include all the shit, but life experience. I mean, I've had a lot different things that I've done. I was the brunt of being a child laborer at 5, but I've done a lot of things. Now I'm thinking I'm a barbecue cook. I was thinking I'm a comic. I mean, I can be entertaining, and that's what I'm trying to be, entertaining. I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but there are a lot of people hating on me, and I want everyone to like me. I mean, but if you don't like me, everyone can't like the same thing. I mean, if everybody liked the same woman, or if everybody liked the same thing on this planet, there'd be one sore woman on this planet, because everybody be trying to touch her, and some guys would even want to rape her because they were that interested in her, and that's so. But what I'm saying is, everybody doesn't like the same thing. I mean, I'm actually looking for my soulmate, but there's a probably infinite chance, or infinitesimal chance, I'm going to find my soulmate, where there's 200 billion potential souls. You only have one soulmate out of the 200 billion souls in your solar system. And in this planet, there's only 7.8 billion of those souls in actual bodies. So the chance of you finding your soulmate, or it's almost impossible, because there's not enough beings in their bodies. So I'm just looking for a woman that's 1 in 10 million. Because if I find a woman that's 1 in 10 million, there are 3,800. Well, there's a lot. There's over almost 2,000. No, half of that. There should be 3,899 other women exactly like her that I can choose from. And there's a lot of people come here to this from out of town here. So there's like 42 million people that come here, and probably half of them, I think in the future, there'll be more females coming here for bachelorette parties or conventions. The second type of women I'm meeting here in Las Vegas are women that usually from out of town. They're in a committed relationship back in Indianapolis or Duluth or wherever, but they're just here and they're looking for some diversion from their life. and I have been known to participate in that particular arena. What I'm looking for is a monogamous relationship with one to maybe three different women, preferably that they're bisexual. They don't have to, I can be with a woman that's heterosexual. But the problem is, if I'm not around and a woman is heterosexual and she likes dick, where's the dick going to come from if I'm not around? So, like my ex, and I shouldn't even talk about it because she gets offended when I point out the actual facts, at least as I see them, I consider myself Yoda and her being Yogi. That's her like it's BK Yogi. I think the K stands for kryptonite because she is my fucking kryptonite, and I am fucking crazy to have anything to do with her because she is a crazy bitch. She just, but the thing in the realm of the physical universe, there's 26 different physical dimensions that we operate in, and just one of those dimensions is sex, and there's 26 different subdivisions of each dimension and don't take my word for it. It's these big brain astrophysicists that say there's 26 different physical dimensions out there in that string theory, and there's 26 different subdivisions, and sex being one of those dimensions. There's 26 different subdimensions. And that's why there's 26 different letters in the alphabet to give the whole LGBT community their own letter. But there's some subsections that are numbers. It's like, what does it matter? There's one in 200 billion souls out there that's your soulmate, and you mash on everything. Everyone's not going to get along. Everyone's not going to get along. And you have to, like I said, people ask me how I'm doing. I said, I'm being tolerated by a lot of people. They said they're putting up with my bullshit. And is that a good thing? I like things. I want to get my restaurant back open. So I need one of these 7.8 billion people to lend me $50,000. I would like, what I want is to fully fund this. I know for 50,000 I can get it going. I can get some more. I can get another 450,000 on this. But I believe if I got the 50,000 right now, by the end of the year, I can have this business probably worth the end of this year, probably worth $1 million, and you'd have 10% of that. So if I will make the offer to redeem it at that time if you want. And let's see, allowed webcam access to Microsoft Teams. Some kind of Norton show here. Thank you. I've got this antivirus stuff on here, and I don't like it, but I've lost a bunch of crap over the years. I used to be okay. It's all loud, yeah. Okay. So I used to be a internet guru, like with the internet. I was developing with my programmers a new search engine. We had a new algorithm, and you know, I know I would if I'd gotten the ability to stay with that company. I mean, I was taken away. I was 12 SWAT members came and arrested me and hauled me off. I mean, I think they were trying to kill me off. I mean, they gave me an offer to kill off the judge. You know, it would only cost me $10,000. Said, no, I'm going to go a different route. So fuck you. Who the fuck are you think? I mean, I may have been born during the day, but it wasn't fucking yesterday. And people, you know, the character I put out, like I'm a stupid ass motherfucker. I'm not stupid. You know, like I said, my ex brother-in-law, he was Down syndrome, and he said, I'm smart. And there were some things that he was, you know, he would flip out of that stupor, but God, you know, well, he had everybody doing stuff for him. He didn't have to do anything. He had everybody taking care of him, wiping his ass even. And, you know, I loved the guy. He was great. I loved him. You know, not that way, not in the infatuation way. You know, that's what in the sex realm. I mean, there's 10,000 marriages here in Las Vegas every month. And why do people get married here? It's because they're infatuated in love. They think, I found the one, and they think it's going to last. And the thing is, this infatuating in love is all biochemical in nature. It's all these pheromones, hormones, maybe some drugs, alcohol flowing through your system, and serotonin's being produced. All that. You're just high. You're on drugs. What are you? You're on living life in drug. You're making some stupid decisions, like you believe this person is going to be this way for the rest of your life. And you know, the problem with relationships these days is communication, and somebody starts communicating with somebody else that looks more attractive, and they start doing. And that's the thing. There's 26 different dimensions and 26 different physical. You know, I don't want to control somebody, tell them what they can and can't do. If you want to be with someone else or be by yourself, why in the fuck would I want to be with someone that would rather be with someone else or be by themselves than with me? I will go. I'll be gone. That's probably, that attitude is why I've been married and divorced 6 times. But, you know, I want to be with a woman that wants to make me want to be monogamous, and I do try with women. That's what a woman can't put up with me probably more than because I put a lot of attention on that. My 1 in 10 million woman. I want her to be enjoying life, getting off real well. And so you ever speed date? Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah. Oh, no, that was the thing about and I feel like my ex. I mean, she's is weird, but God, I was thinking we were going to do a reality TV thing. Call it the Budsies. Originally, I thought we'd call it Old People Fucking, and we'd have a private subscription thing about us having sex. And I used to think that what we were doing, like, she's a squirter. I mean, that's 15, 20 times a session. I mean, it's not, and I don't tell people that, with women, it's not that I have this, it's not my mandingo warrior schlong dragging the ground. It's my best traits are my fingers, thumbs, and hands, my lips, tongue, and mouth. Because after about an hour or two of a woman experiencing those, they think that my dick's 12 inches long. And, I like the, not, in the Pacific Northwest, women squirt all the time. But I think a lot of it has to do with the female nurturing energy that's rampant there. In contrast to toxic male energy, which is very competitive, greedy, like hateful, revenge. That toxic male energy is very self-centered, but it's productive. It's looking for improvement. And nurturing female energy is more complacent, and the status quo is good. But the thing with status quo, if you don't continually grow and nurture and keep improving, you're going to decay. I mean, that's the laws of entropy. You're going to decay. So toxic male energy is like competitive. If you think of what's the physical representation of toxic male energy is the male ejaculate, and the female is the female ejaculatory orgasm, and that's, I think that's very erotic when a woman does that, and look at her face. I mean, just serenity and ultimate pleasure. But here, probably in the last 15, 20 years, I found that I'm competing with women. This is the fourth type of woman I'm meeting, women that I'm competing with for other women. And I consider myself a lesbian, really, because I like women, and not just physically. I like to hang with women. I like that nurturing female energy. And is it positive? Well, actually, in the realm of the universe, it's actually negative. It's the yin of the yin and yang, the two forces, the dark side and the light force, the two competing energies. And sometimes these energies, conflict. I mean, the toxic male energy is really competitive, really. If you think of the male ejaculate, it's 100 million sperm that have their sole goal of penetrating one egg. I mean, that's it. And so it's all this emotional drive. That's toxic male energy. And I don't like it. I mean, it's what causes men to send out unsolicited dick pics. Like they think, hey, you want to see my junk? And I don't send out unsolicited dick pics. A woman can ask me for one, and I tell you, I'm not going to send it out over the internet. Am I proud of it? Yeah, you can come over and take a picture. Well, I don't know about taking a picture. You could probably, let's do a video. But I want to be with 1 to 3 hot, cis, bisexual females that tolerate me, like me, and between the ages, preferably 22 and 37, because I find women my age to be a little bit more jaded and just kind of caustic in nature. They don't like me. They like me for a while, but I get kind of on their nerves because they got kind of a chip on their shoulder, and that's just the way it is. I mean, that's what Baptiste do, the original Uncle Budsy, told me. I asked him. I said, well, some cracker was told him, was disrespected him. And I said, Baptiste, don't you ever get tired of being called the N-word? And he said, no, Mickey Mon, is what it is. I was Mickey Mon. That was what he called. He said, it is what it is. And I said, when I didn't even realize what that meant until I went to prison. I was in prison 47 months. And it was for doing the job that I was trained and experienced in. Not, now my driving force is Yoda. I mean, that's my driving force. And people wonder how Yoda got those ears like he did. Because women were using them as handlebars when he was younger. He became, I plan to become, because see, I'm going to be GMO'd by I'm a medical marijuana patient. I'm going to be GMO'd by this, the coronavirus itself. I've had it 4 times now, and the toxic vaccine, but I am a medical marijuana patient. So we know it even cures the toxic vaccine. Hell, it cures everything from gout to gonorrhea. And I have found a new strain, because I'm actually Dr. Bud said, but I found a new strain of medical marijuana. I call it the Viagra strain. And it's like we know what that cures. But the thing about I consider myself a self-appointed, board certified, cis male, heterosexual, medical marijuana, lesbian gynecologist. And well, is it a joke? No, I live, like I said, I was doctor. I was a dental surgeon before. I did surgery in the mouth. And people, I've heard people say, oh, well, the mouth's nasty. That it's dirtier than someone's butthole. People, I do not like to eat ass. I will and have done that in the past, but that is not my preference. I mean, there's a reason that shit is called shit, is because it is shit. And, I'd rather, the stuff in the mouth, unless somebody's got really bad gum disease, then you get these gram-negative rods and stuff that, like this stuff that eats out of tissues and it causes a lot of damage. Then you do have that. But normally, if people brush and floss, and that's why I became a dentist, so I could see how people's mouth look. But I have been with women that I just don't like kissing them if they got bad oral hygiene. I love kissing. I really like kissing. That's I like that because it's an expression of, and I like kissing the vagina. I do. I really like that. I mean, well, if you consider the human sex organs are kind of like toys. If you think of a male penis, it's like a wooden dachshund, like a little wooden dachshund with wheels for legs and a string attached to his neck, and you pull it. It's like a pull toy. That's a penis. But a woman's vagina is like it's like a puzzle, a virtual, like a Rubik's cube, and you manipulate it, move it. And I think women have a better knack of this. But I will go up against any woman, any lesbian woman, to I joke about this, but I think this would be a great publicity stunt, that I challenge any lesbian woman to a pussy eating contest if my girlfriend will have let you, and she's heterosexual, but if she'll let you have sex or eat her pussy, I will eat your girlfriend or yours pussy. But why do I say that? Because that's what came to my mind. It's kind of like with cannabis, I have Tourette's syndrome. And, I just say, but this is, I figure that this character, this Budsy character, is who I have to be in this. Someone else is going to run the restaurant. I got a celebrity chef that he can do this. I think he'll make all that worth $10 million in 5 years. I mean, what I want to do is open up the consumption lounge. This character is necessary for that. Maybe not necessary, but it's. I think And I need, like I said, I need $50,000. I want it to open up my restaurant. And we're going to open up this consumption lounge. We're going to have ganja comedy there. But people be able to come in, have a infused dinner, then make a reservation, have an infused dinner, have a place where they can consume, like do dabs, smoke if they want to. I think in probably 20 years, there'll be no smoking out on the streets anywhere else than probably these legacy cannabis consumption lounges. Because people be going into a regular lounge to give me a shot of OG Kush, Blue Dream, Girl Scout cookies, whatever, and they'll pour them out a shot of cannabinoid. The person will drink it, and probably within, as long as it takes someone to get stoned on, say, or get drunk on tequila, it'll be like taking a shot of tequila, this THC stuff, have the effects that quickly. But people still be able to smoke, but unless you own your home, which most everybody would be in government assisted housing, working for the man, that'll be part of your employment. There'll be a lot less people, and I think there's going to be another big shift of wealth. Like probably by 2030, 200,000 people own and control everything. Everyone will have to, because it's going to be another stock market fiasco, I believe. I think there's a strong plausibility that this happening, and if not strong probability of the tune of at least 93%. And if it's that high, that would be the bet to take rather than throwing dice or spinning a wheel and say, oh, it's either heads or tails that something's going to happen. So that's what I'm wanting to do is direct my attention to the 200,000 people. The barbecue business, like I said, we'll probably the consumption lounge, I want to plan to call it Budsy's Green Room. And, we'll have a green room in the comedy club there. And that's, people ask me why I'm doing this comedy is mainly to get into the comedy scene. A lot of people are hating on me in there because they think, I want the comedy scene here in Las Vegas to grow and flourish and prosper. I want to be part of that. I want to be able to provide entertainment for people, and people enjoy themselves, have a good time. So, let's see. ZZ Top coming. See, I used to be a ticket broker. I've done a bunch of things. I got out of when I got out of prison. I started buying some tickets. I didn't know what I was going to do. I originally tried to restart my search engine, but with Google, that ship had already sailed fast, and I wasn't going to. And so I became a ticket scalper. I bought and sold tickets, a lot of them on eBay. Go out to sing, and it was legal. I'd just gotten out of prison. I was on parole. I had to do something. Well, initially, I paroled to my ex-wife's house. Boy, I was a hobosexual. Is what I was. I was a hobosexual. Is in that I was. I love my ex. She won't co-sign a note for me right now. I can get a loan from some people, and 30% will be appropriate. A loan for $50,000, but I got to have someone with a credit score of at least probably 740, 760. They co-sign for, I get 50,000. I'll give you 10% of the barbecue restaurant until the loan is paid off. I'm going to pay the loan off, and at that time it reduces down to 5%. But you also you get it right of first refusal and everything else that I do, and that's, I think I'm going to have to raise probably $100 million, if not more, for everything I want to do. Hell, I want to have a hotel here, and I'm concentrating on opening up the restaurant. I got to do that, and right now I just got the caps to bottle some of this. I need to track down my CBD. I haven't had like a gram of it, but I need like 240 grams, I think, of CBD isolate. And I can probably, with that, I can make probably $40,000 in CBD infused barbecue sauce. But right now I've got enough to make $8,000. So I need the $8,000. I can probably start like getting the equipment installed and stuff. I would like at least 25,000, but preferably 50,000. That's what I'm really wanting. And I guess I kind of sound desperate, but I kind of am desperate. I mean, things are not working out for me like I'd like to. I mean, people think I'm a fucking joke, I guess, that, with the internet, people thought I was a fucking guru. They wondered how did you come up with this shit that I was doing? Like the Austin Ventures, it was going to give me the 10 million for 10% of my company. So I still had 90%. So my company, I had the equivalent, my net worth would have been $90 million right at that time. And, I know I could have sold that company for billions. What ended up happening, I left the Austin Ventures, where's Mike? We don't know. When's he coming back? We don't know that. But he'll be back sometime. Everybody's doing coke, and I mean, my parents put like total, I think, 250,000. I wasn't there to run it, and so it went up everybody's nose, or they're paying their boyfriend, husband money, and nothing got made. And the programmers ended up going over to AMR and Sabre and developed Travelocity. That's what I heard. So I'm not bitter about it. I just wish that I'd be allowed to do what I'm planning. I mean, all I need is a little bit of money. I mean, money is bullshit. What I put together is what's valuable, and I should be. I'm trying. To try is to do. To never try is to do nothing. And I could use some support of some other people in this shit. I got two. I guess I am narcissistic. I think I should be the center of attention. But fuck, I've got to. People should listen to me. I mean, I'm not senile. I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't think I've got brain metastases. Fuck, I may. I do smoke weed, but I think cannabis allows a person to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I mean, it is a mood elevator. People are happier when they smoke. Healthy. I mean, it is medicinal in nature. Is it medicine? Fuck, it is medicine. It's a great expectorant. Makes you cough like a motherfucker. But is it medicine? Oh, you can derive medicine from this plant but the plant is not considered medicine by the FDA and the AMA. They say we're not going to let a bunch of stone hippie farmers tell us what medicine is. Medicine is homogenous. You know what it is. This plant, I mean, there's no consistency of anything in the plant. You can derive medicine, which is consistent, and that's what you use to treat. But to think you're going to, I mean, it's medicinal in nature, that it alters your ability to look at your environment in a different perspective. It does. Alcohol does that too, but it stupors you. I mean, I've heard people talk about alcohol being their medicine. Alcohol is a fucking poison. I mean, you put it in you and you pickle yourself. But and a lot of, just right now, labeling cannabis plant, which, like I said, is nature, it should be considered an essential nutritional supplement with no currently known recommended daily allowance. You probably should take some of it in on a daily basis. But is it, it's a great expectorant, and I got COVID like 4 times now. The first time I was a medical marijuana patient still. This is up in Portland. I am now. I'm kind of on maintenance. I said, I'm glad that I chose this route for treating my condition rather than normal surgical means. But like I said, I do think that my personal anecdotal case study, particularly my dog had cancer, and I'm a medical. I do think that statement, cannabis cures cancer, right now I say it doesn't cure cancer, but I just hope that statement is true at some time. I think it will be, and I just hope it's within my lifetime, because but I think that medical marijuana, as it is now, is going to go away probably within 10 years unless it's subsidized. Like, I think there should be a tax. They should treat this plant as a simple farm commodity, tax it and regulate it like a farm commodity, similar to grapes, potatoes, corn, and hops, which are raw products in the production of wine, whiskey, vodka, and beer. And that said, they should treat the cannabis plant like it's just a farm commodity. Because in the future, you can't actually, it doesn't matter, because you can't get stoned from eating the raw plant. You've got to chemically and physically alter that plant by a process called decarboxylation, which is similar to fermenting of these carbs into alcohol, like changing corn, wheat, and grapes into alcohol. They tax and regulate alcohol by weight and volume, by these analytical, minutia type of regulation that they do for this plant that can grow wild. Because, like I said, you can't get stoned from eating the plant. You have to decarboxylate it. You have to actually consciously change the physical and chemical makeup of the plant. You have to remove a carboxyl group in the form of decarboxylation. And, I got a lot of trivia shit, or a lot of knowledge. Am I smart? I am educated. I mean, if you consider the 35 years, I've had 35 years of formal education, but I can cook barbecue now. But I don't want to cook barbecue. I want other people. I've got 2 pit masters that cook, I work with, that know how to cook Texas barbecue. And so I've got the food produced. I don't want to produce it. Even though old Baptiste, used to tell me, he said, Mickey Mon, if you know how to cook, you'll always have a woman. And I don't usually say this, but he said, if you know how to cook, you'll always have a woman to fuck. And that's, that is kind of crude, but I like my women to enjoy themselves, like it, and provide them really good. I like cooking for women, really, I do. I like to see enjoyment and pleasure on a woman's face. I like, because there's more of that nurturing female energy that comes radiating out. And I like hanging. Maybe I'm not a fag. I don't like dicks. I like my dick. but I have myself, I can see why women don't like unsolicited dick pics, because I have received 3 different sets of unsolicited dick pics sent to me. I was recording one of my sets doing comedy, and this, well, I wasn't sure, but well, who it was, I know, I think I know. There's probably a 98% probability of who it is, and I don't know why. I thought it was hilarious. She took this video of a transgender woman, man pretended to be a woman. Whether this one still had his dick and he's masturbating, is a video of it. It was hand delivered, a dick pic, an unsolicited. So I've gotten that 3 times now. And people are in comedy here are hating on me. I mean, I was the brunt. I wanted to be on this roast thing they're going to have next Monday at the Wise Guys. I wanted to be on the roast because, I mean, that's the thing. I'm in training. This comedy stuff is training. I mean, if I can get, it's people hating on you. If you get hated on, and it's how you handle your composure, how you deal with your enemies. You're hated on, how you deal with the dark forces coming at you. People hating on you, wanting to kill you. And I've been, I think I was an abortion survivor. My evil twin, who I say is Donald Trump, my evil twin left at 4 months in utero. And my mom really loved me, acted like she really loved me. I think she was felt guilty because she had my dad. My dad was, he's a pussy getting motherfucker. That's, he was probably misogynistic, but he didn't have a lot of money. He was in Oak Cliff. This is my biological dad. He's dead now, but that was the thing. He got religion, and he had his, he had prostate cancer. He died with the disease. He didn't die because of it, but he didn't die with his nuts. He had him. He was castrated in a medical thing, and that changed him. He became a gelding, and I think my mom relished in that, because everybody, she got a lot of sympathy, but I love my dad. He was cool. He would never really. I got not very many beatings, whippings. It was like not very many, and that's the thing. I did not ever really physically hurt my daughter. I probably emotionally, and I wasn't there. I was an absent dad. I was acting like that was my mom. See, we didn't use the N word in my family. We used the F word called fekete, which is Hungarian for black. My mom was Hungarian, and that may be the connection with Transylvania and all that weird stuff with that side of the forces. But I met some vampires up in Portland, and God, this one couple that she's they were weird. I met them on the train, not the subway, but the train. They had really good public transportation up there, and it's cheap. First 2-3 years, about the first 2 years, I took public transportation everywhere because I wanted to be able to now say, and it was, so I experienced that, but I don't like public transportation. I think in probably 10 years, no one will probably be driving themselves. It'll be public transportation, let's see, robot cars, one thing, and Ubers, like Uber, lift. I think that no one will be driving themselves. So, I think in probably 10 years, right now, I am a medical marijuana patient, so I usually have shit in my system, but I think I drive better stoned than I do straight. I think I'm driving better, except I got rid of my truck. I had a bunch of dents in it. I got rid of that truck because I thought the engine was probably going to blow up, and it was banged up. I'm supposed to get $2,000 back, so I need, to start paying myself. So I need to get this restaurant open. Either that or start selling a lot more of these novelty items. I've got the two pigs fucking, and I've got that. I'm selling the top of the female pig has Budsy Barbecue, Las Vegas, Nevada, and then our web address, budsybbq.com. And I need a little bit of money to pay, like this thing I'm doing here. I mean, it gets kind of old. I got two people, one person watching. Anyway, this gets kind of old. I'd like to have a co-host on here with me, maybe a moderator, and record this, because this is like just raw footage, something that people would enjoy. You'd have to edit out all this trivial bullshit. It may be, if I became, I was thinking, I don't think I'd want to be president of the United States. I don't think I would want to do that. I wouldn't. I would like to be able to make the decisions, because I think my abilities, I have a very high IQ. It's supposed to be 167. I've got a lot of education, 35 years. Like I said, 6 of them were that, like an internship with Scientology. Doing that, that cult was weird. And but I had 35 years of formal education, a lot of different life experience. Hell, I was a dentist, a dental surgeon, stockbroker, investment banker, internet thing. I was a network engineer, ticket broker, like barbecue, back in barbecue cooking, cannabis realm of, but like this grow operation that I can get. I've got all these connections down in or up in Oregon that grow, that have been growing for 40 years. We'll come down here and grow, build it up and then sell it. I think the key to the cannabis industry is not in growing things, but I think if you put money into a grow operation now, in say 5 to 8 years, it'll be worth probably 10 times what you pay for it. Like if I bought this for $5.5 million, I could probably sell it, the company sell it then, say in 5 years, for probably 50 million. That operation, but I'd probably grow, expand it, make it even larger, and sell it for a lot more than put money into it. So it's going to grow the value of the company, but selling it, because I think in 8 years, you'll probably be able to buy back the thing that you sold maybe at 3 to 5 years for probably 10 cents on the dollar, if not less, because the key to the industry is not in growing a plant or producing a plant that can grow wild. It's creating the demand for that massive amount of production that's coming down the tubes. And if you're an investment banker, you need to hear this, and you need to, put down $500,000, and you'll be able to do all the get involved in all the other stuff. I would like that I'm trying to get a hold of ArtView. I'll call him back, but I left a message, but I think my Wi-Fi went out, and I'm not sure if the message got delivered. I think I called them 3 times and wasn't able to leave the message right. So they probably think, oh, who the fuck is this? Keeps calling, hanging up. So I'm trying to leave a message with them. I was dealing with them before opening up the restaurant, doing some kind of, I was going to do a pitch to them. And then I thought, I don't want to give away any equity right now. I'm going to self-fund it, which I did. I got into the restaurant. I got a partner that sabotaged me. And, I wasn't able to fire him. I mean, he had good intentions, but he thought his was the only way. No barbecue sauce. He wants to relish in the fact that he doesn't use barbecue sauce. He's got some kind of concoction, Worcestershire, lemon juice, and brown sugar. He calls it meat glaze. But it's not barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce, you want to take your ribs, dip it in, and eat it. And that's the way you want to do. So, what I see is, I wish that I had more people. And sometime we'll get more. There's some other group. Let's see, Victor, Indy. Well, let me invite Messenger to a group. Let me invite. Okay, this. Let's see. I was inviting inviting Dane, G Dane, to come online. I think he's back in LA right now. He was down here. He's part of the, and we were talking about doing a podcast together and probably have him as a co-host. Now, he's another comedian, but I think and he's more of like a paid comedian. Not I made a little bit of money, but I'm not getting any gigs. Shit, I'm not even getting any free gigs. But I don't think by myself is conducive for producing entertainment. I think I need to be directed. I feel better because I don't have a lot of experience at this. I got a lot of experience at talking to people, and am I full of bullshit? Some people think that I just talk about, if I know I can make this successful, this business, if I get some financial capital. And like I said, the key to the cannabis industry is not in producing a plant that can grow wild. It's in creating the demand for this massive amount of production that's going to happen. Like I said, I saw weed go from $3,200 a pound to $400 a pound before I left Oregon. I think the cannabis bubble is going to happen. It's going to be like the internet bubble. It's the realization that this plant that can grow wild is neither a dangerous drug nor is it medicine. I mean, when they actually legalize weed, similar, they tax and regulate it. I mean, the federal tax on it, because of Section 280E right now, is like 90, counting state and federal, local tax is about 95% of the sales that you make at the retail level. So if you sell something for $100, 95% of it has to go to the state, federal, and local governments. And that's because that's the way they regulate it and tax it, like it's an illegal, dangerous drug. It's medicine, but it's a Schedule I narcotic medicine. And they criminalize the federal government. So what I see, there's going to be a big shit when it becomes federally legal. I think it's going to happen pretty soon, but the IRS is going to come in and be up everybody's ass about former taxes. I mean, back taxes. I don't think a lot of legal companies, I mean, this would be a big audit, but I think a lot of these companies have not been, on the up and up with taxes and regulations. But the way they regulate it and tax it is ridiculous. I mean, they should treat it like the plant as a farm commodity, like similar to grapes, potatoes, corn, and hops. And if they did the price of, say, 500 pounds of weed, probably trade on a commodity market, and it would probably be, I think less than $50 a pound, particularly. Hops normally trade between $3 and $25 year in, year out. Hops, which, weed, is very similar in nature, how you grow it to hops. Weed is like the buds. There's craft can people, be hating on this, say, you're ruining, but there'll be Budweiser weed and probably drinks and edibles, and probably the way that the body assimilates things, say it'll be a lot faster. People eat an edible or drink a drink, and they'll be stoned within, say, 45 seconds. I've experienced that, but the substrate it was dissolved in was ethylene glycol, which is antifreeze. So, let's say if I was taking, I went to this, it was the Oregon Hemp Fest in 2016, I think, down in Oakland, Oregon. I was hitting on this woman. She had this little tent, and she was selling tie-dye shirts and all. And I asked her, what are you doing? Well, no, she gives me this ounce of water, puts 10 drops of this tincture in it. I drink it, and that hit me within 45 seconds. I looked at her and said, how in the fuck did you do that? And she wouldn't tell me, but I ended up getting this vial of this, like 10 milliliters. I took it to these two chemists back in Texas I knew, and they said they could reverse engineer it for probably $500,000, probably, or $250. Like, I knew it was going to cost me a lot more, and I didn't have the wherewithal to do that. But that was still viable. It hadn't been, but and I asked this woman that I was hitting on, because I don't hit on every woman. I'm not, and if a woman's not interested, fine. I leave. Like, and I guess I got a reputation of being of hitting on all these women. And I like women. I do. I like women. I like that positive, or it's actually negative because it's complacent, but this nurturing female energy, in contrast to the positive, toxic male energy that are like the yin and yang of the universe. And so I enjoy hanging with women. So, this is not making me any money. You can go to my Cash App and it's like Buds, I think Budsy BB Fund. I've got it on one. If you can find my profile on somewhere, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I've got a, hold on just a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna at 10:30. I've got this thing. And that's a thing called a popple. And what it does, that's my electronic business card. And so if you use your phone up, like pause it and use your phone, you can download my business card, and you can see who I am, where I'm connected. And I'd like everybody doesn't have to like me on this planet. There's, like I said, I'm looking for a woman, my female companion, that's 1 in 10 million. And so, if there's 9,999,999 other women that hate me, that 1 in 10 million, that's good enough for me. And so there's actually right now, there's 42 million visitors from out of town. So if 20 million of those, there's like one woman that's that I'm good enough. I think this is, I thought I got this shirt at Goodwill, paid $3 for it. I saw it. I thought, well, maybe it's got the rainbow stuff. So maybe it is. It's something about. I'm not gay. I'm not trans. I'm a cis male heterosexual lesbian. That's who I identify with. I've got a XY chromosomes for number 23. I mean, that's the thing. Women are superior, or men are inferior to women genetically. They don't have as much genetic material. Women have a double X chromosome. Men have an XY chromosome. And the Y is in fact, the lost part of the X, the leg, it's a one-legged X chromosome, the Y chromosome. And there's some men that have a double Y chromosome. Those are, God, you don't want to deal with. They're violent psychopaths. You don't want to deal with those people. They're usually bigger and stronger and dumber, but violent. The XYY chromosome. But there's also, but those are anomalies. And like I said, the women are superior to men genetically because they have a double X chromosome. And, which, big deal. Like I said, I feel like right now I'm a virtual unicorn. I'm a straight white male. And there's nothing wrong with someone's sexuality, their gender. I just need when I need what I want. And, I told my ex one time, I told her, she said I was too needy because it's not I'm needy, I'm wanting. I want what I want. Everyone wants what they want. And, I said, I want you, but I tell you, I told her this. I said, I don't need you. I spent 51 years not even knowing you existed. And I can spend another 51 years forgetting you ever did. So there's 3,899 other women exactly like her on this planet. And so I would, on that particular dimension with her, I felt like, is definitely good enough for me. What I wanted to do was for us to, I can see that sometimes I'll probably end up marrying her, and that, but also I perceive that she's going to stab me in one of my business establishments, my brothel. She's going to stab me when I'm 120. That's, in fear of that. Am I in fear? No. You can't live life in fear. To live in fear is not to live at all. And that's true. You have to conquer your fears in life. And okay, let's see. Sent you an invite for podcast. I think I did. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Okay, let's see. Where is this? Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, that was my buddy G. Dane, and I think he's on this group with Brenda Brown, and Brenda was the one that hooked me up with Gretchen and Popeye, or through them. I didn't even know Brenda. I like Brenda. She's and I proposed to her that we do a podcast on with me as one of the hosts on her network, and she said, and I went to visit, interview with some other people yesterday, and they wanted to charge me to be interviewed, and I thought my feeling is, well, I was going to tell them that I'd do 2 to 3 free ones, but I need to get paid because I can be entertaining with the proper direction. I can be entertaining. I can say stuff that people will say, what the fuck did he just say? Like the thing, I'm a self-appointed, board certified, cis male, heterosexual, medical marijuana, lesbian gynecologist. And I perform treatment in the lesbian bars. Or actually, that's where I meet my patients. I'm a medical marijuana gynecologist. And what does that mean? It means I can, I joked about, I probably shouldn't, but I said I can diddle your clit after we smoke weed. So, and that's the thing, I was a dental surgeon. I wasn't a medical doctor because, I am sure that I probably would have gone into gynecology. And is that, well, like I said, I like the vagina. I like vagina. I really do. I mean, it's fascinating to me. I really like the way it. Maybe I got a fetish about vagina. I like it, and I like to play with it. It's like a toy. It's like a toy. It is. And make, that's my reality. That is my reality. I do like women, and not just sexually. I like to hang with them. I like to go out to eat, go to concerts, go traveling, different places. Go to comedy shows. Usually like a woman that I really like, I usually end up kissing, showing public displays of affection, and not overly sexual. I tell you, with my last girlfriend, we would be in the front row of a comedy club and be making out, and just. And it's, oh damn, I can imagine. I would like to see somebody do that for me. And I said, I have been there, dude. Give me 5. I mean, I understand it. How often does she squirt? That's what. How often does she? I mean, she looks like. I'm sure you enjoy that, don't you? Mm. And you have probably been accused of all different types of things. Like, I can. People must not remember because I haven't heard anything about. Because I've been sitting, particularly at Wise Guys. I sit there in not the first row anymore. I'm in the second row. And I got a good vantage point, and they make fun. They say all kinds of shit to me, which I am. At least if you're getting attention, people know who you are, because people don't know who the fuck I am. Let me go. Hold on. I'm going to get some ice water. So, I'm going to stop this because nobody's on here watching this. I think, nobody's on here. I'm going to stop the camera. Hmm.
What's up, Buzzy?
Hey, what's up with you?
Yeah, do you know I was just about this podcast is going on right now?
Do what? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, to jump on. I just entered the studio.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me start the cam again. I stopped it. Just that if you go to that link, if you go to that link that's on that.
I'm on it now. I just got off of it to answer your call.
Oh, okay. Start over then, and then.
Okay, I got it. I'm on you. I got it.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I guess he's coming on here. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. That's I'm not really good at this particular thing about producing, and someone that has more expertise and experience in it. The people I met with, or it was actually. It was yesterday. It was. And I'm. It was Brian Shapiro. He's got a podcast, and he it's like political and entertainment, and it's local here, and they're getting about like something they just did yesterday, got about 200 views already on it. I'm getting, right. I have no viewers right now. 2 people that have seen it, and this. But is this? This is like just myself is boring, and so I don't know. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
What's up, Buzzy?
Oh, I'm here. Just try to. I was talking about to try is to do, but I'm trying to get my restaurant back open, and I'm having a hell of a time getting enough funds in. Like I'm a broke ass white boy from Oak Cliff right now. And, I told you I'm going to change. I'm going to be reverse Michael Jackson myself and become a light Jamaican with more pigmentation, kind of like you. Because it's not going to alter my DNA, or maybe it will. Shit, I think I'm going to be GMO'd over the next probably 20 years. I'm going to be GMO, genetically modified organism, particularly this coronavirus crap and the toxic vaccines. I think it's going to GMO me. I'm going to be 6'10". I'm going to be 6 feet tall and 10 inches long. And and that's it. But that's not my whole criteria. I want to be, being a white I used to be a white Jamaican because I learned how to cook barbecue. This from a Jamaican dude. But anyway, what I'm trying. Yeah. Do what? Oh, that
I said, which is crazy. I don't know too many Jamaicans that can barbecue.
Well, like I said, I was considering myself a white Jamaican before because I learned how to cook barbecue from a Jamaican fellow. But he was a big ganja. That was the original Uncle Budsy. And you know the story. I'm no longer Uncle Budsy. Yeah, I'm no longer Uncle Budsy. I'm just Budsy, Budsy Barbecue. And I'm trying to get my restaurant back open here in Las Vegas because I think it's going to do great. I'm going to do comedy shows probably at least probably Friday, every Friday once we get open. But I got to get someone. I got to get someone in that has more money than I do because I don't have Jackson. I can't. No one will lend me any money. They think I'm a fucking crazy fool. I got an excuse for being crazy. I was born.
Well, you hang with me. You can't be off saying you're hanging with me.
Well, yeah. Well. See, I was born in a nuthatch. I was born in Woodlawn Psychiatric Institute in Dallas. Now, it wasn't always Woodlawn Psychiatric Institute. It used to be when I was born there. It was Parkland Memorial Hospital, and it's the old Parkland that they've changed into a nuthatch now. So I got an excuse for being crazy. I was in all that energy. That the crazy energy was going, but I'm lucky that I was actually born because I think I was an abortion survivor. I think I survived being, I joke about this. I had an evil twin. That was Donald Trump was my evil twin. He left at 4 months, because I learned the ancient Eastern of coat hanger off, coat hanger on. Anyway, my mom didn't even know she was still pregnant with me, and she was great to me. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not because I was in that Scientology bullshit, and that is a weird cult. One night I met Allie Kirsty, her husband,
Kirstie Alley.
What did I say? Allie, Kirstie Alley. Parker. I did actually meet Tom Cruise and John Travolta all at this thing. It was in LA. It was a place called the Celebrity Center. And
yes, that's in Hollywood.
Yeah. And so I used to be in Hollywood. I was in Hollywood. I was a stunt double for Ron Jeremy.
For everything but the dick portion.
People don't like me because of my 12-inch Mandingo Warrior schlong that drags the ground. They like me because of my lips, tongue, and mouth, my fingers, hands, and thumbs, because after about an hour or two of woman experience of those, they think my dick's 12 inches long.
What you got, Shaq hands or something?
Do what? No, I'm gonna be GMO'd by all this stuff. But really, Pete, in the future, that people will be able to be rejuvenated by putting this stem cell stuff in their system. Right now I wouldn't take, but I plan to live another 79 years to keep being rejuvenated and look and feel like I'm 24. That's my plan. It's not going to be cheap.
Now.
Yeah.
You should be 24 now.
Yeah. Well, they haven't perfected these stem cells yet. I mean,
where you killed me, Budsy, when you said you was born in the nut house, the psychiatric nut house. Is that what they call? We all was kind of created in the nut house. Is that what they call your daddy's fucking scrotum now? The nut house?
Mm-hmm. Well, I figured, it's anything's possible. And there are some crazy things that people come up with. There's a lot of people that don't deserve being in the physical realm of this planet, dealing with other people, because they turn they turn their crazy ass fantasy thoughts into actually violent things where they want to blow up people or shoot a bunch of people. I mean, those people, you know, there's this video game. It was called School Shooter, and they wanted to ban it because it was a first person video game where people would go in and shoot up a school, and they wanted to ban that. And I thought, but you need to put that out there, but register the people that play this game because they're kind of fucked up in the head to begin with. And you observe,
exactly.
Yeah, you observe these people, and when they decide to do whatever, kill their grandmother and go off with their guns to the school because they feel like they were offended for some reason. Well, you prevent this happening, and the people that don't want to be observed, like have cameras up, are the people that are doing something they're just not very proud of. But everybody should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. But some of these socially unacceptable things should probably stay in virtual reality. And I think virtual reality,
it shouldn't even be virtual.
I mean, the only
it shouldn't even be virtual. You see what happened in Indiana to me? You see what happened to they don't need the police. You see what happened is this kid, I think he went in the mall or something. This happened, I just seen it yesterday. Some young dude went in the mall and he got the shooting, and thank God, see, California, we got some tricky ass gun laws out here. But like when I was in Vegas, hell, finding shooting spots and buying guns is like going to fucking 7-Eleven. So this kid, I guess, young guy goes in this mall, and I guess he tries to start shooting up people. He only actually shot like maybe 2 people. He didn't kill anybody. And a citizen with legal license to carry ended that shit in 2 minutes and killed his head. But inside the mall.
I think there on this solar system that we exist in here, there's 200 billion souls floating around there, and a lot of them are not in sentient physical bodies. On this planet, there's only 7.8 billion souls in actual physical bodies that earned the right to exist in the physical universe because their parents could fuck 9 months before they were born. But there's a lot of why do 7.8 billion get to be in this? If they had virtual reality on the perfect world, and this is nirvana, heaven, paradise, whatever religion you want to fucking call it, in the perfect world where everything works out, they have one supreme being, is all powerful, everything. He's the general overdirector, God, G-O-D. And he's in charge of everything. He's like a supercomputer. He makes logical decisions all the time. But most of the time, these aberrant beings that can't function in society have to be housed in virtual reality that they don't even know. They're able to do anything and everything they want. Like pedophiles should be in virtual reality where they're not fucking up people that are coming after them. The pedophiles. And the thing about pedophile, you can rehabilitate a pedophile, but it takes 157 years, I think. 157 years. And there's no way you're going to.
How do you do that? How do you rehabilitate a damn pedophile?
Yeah, well, you put them in virtual reality.
I like to sit and listen to you explain this.
Isn't it logical? Isn't it very plausible? Anything's possible in the realm of the 26 different physical dimensions we operate in. And it's not my crazy stone stupor that I've come up with this idea that there's 26 different physical dimensions. It's these big brain astrophysicists that are a lot smarter than you or me or anybody that would be watching this shit. that, they say there's 26 different physical dimensions and 2 time dimensions. So anything is possible in the realm of the entire universe. But there's some things that are just not plausible. I mean, that, anything's possible, but really, I don't want to operate on anything that I don't consider at least a strong possibility of at least, say, 85%. I'm willing to, and I'm not going to bet my life on just 85%, maybe 98%. What I'm saying, I need, out of the 7.8 billion people on this planet, I need an angel investor to lend me $50,000 right now. That's what I want. When I say I need the only thing I need, and anybody, the only thing they need really is what they want. Everyone should get what they want, but some of these things that people want are not socially acceptable, like the pedophilia.
Okay.
I talk about the guy that got me prosecuted when I went to prison. He was a Clinton pedophile, and I hope he comes after and sues me, because then that will open up the statute of limitations and I can get my case overturned. Because I got the guy that sued me got himself appointed special prosecutor, spent $2 million, including what I hear is a political contribution to give to this judge to go to present a twice quashed indictment back into his court and circumvent the grand jury. And, so I got fucked is what the thing is.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But not
this was for you, and this is for the horse you rode in on.
Yeah. Well, I don't have animosity there, but I would, I think I should get reparation for that. And right now, I'll shut the fuck up about that for $5 million. So, but otherwise, the motherfucker can go ahead and sue me, and that opens the fucking door again. And I will get. I was damaged by that. I ended up going to prison right 2 days before I was supposed to get $10 million for 10% of my internet company. And this is back in 1998. I started an internet company started getting into the internet in 1994. I'd get what I would do. People ask me, how'd you come up with what I set up? I had like these 6 programmers for $850,000. They were going to do 6 different websites. One was a travel site, and then a search engine, this big database for $850,000. But this venture capital company in Dallas, actually they're out of Austin Ventures. They're going to give me $10 million for 10% of my company. And this was I got picked up and had to spend 47 months in a Texas prison. Back in I got picked up the Saturday after Thanksgiving in 1998. And I had 12 SWAT members came to banging on my door at 6 a.m. I get up and I thought, who in the fuck is banging on the door? And I go, all I have on is like these shorts, and no shoes. I got cuffed and stuff. I get 12 of these red dots when I open the door right here on I was lucky I didn't get shot and killed right then. But I was out on an appeal bond, and they didn't even look at the appeal, because I went up against the wrong person. The Clinton pedophile, I did not commit suicide. I will tell you, I did not commit suicide. Obviously. No, when I was put on suicide watch several times, but I'm too much of a fucking narcissist to kill myself. I love myself. I'm planning to live a lot longer, but I need to surround.
My papa's here.
Do what?
You see that? And you see that, Bugsy?
Yeah.
You see my papa? Pop popped in. What's going on, Pop?
Hey, I apologize for just busting in late. I just was caught off guard.
Don't worry.
Oh, I'm just, I'm just ranting and raving.
He's ranting right now. Don't trip.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why you came in.
and
We're gonna make this a happy situation.
Yeah, I will tell you. I'm going to medicate a little bit more. So, and I am a medical marijuana patient, and I've said this before, for a life and death condition. And I'm glad that I
can't smoke crack on the show, man.
No, I'm not. This is not crack. This is THC. This is for, I'm a medical marijuana. I'm using this as medicine. This isn't medicine. Yeah, it's medicine. It's great expectorant. It makes you cough like a motherfucker. but this is I'm in maintenance. There's a thing going around this. All these medical marijuana fanatics that say it has to be labeled as a medicine, but labeling weed as medicine gives authority and jurisdiction to the FDA and the DEA to consider it medicine, a Schedule I narcotic, to put criminality attached to a plant that can grow wild. And my feeling, I was sent here. I'm on a mission from God to come here for my contribution to the public consumption of what I consider recreational medicine. Weed, cannabis should be considered an essential nutritional supplement with no currently known recommended daily allowance. You should probably take some of these cannabinoids into your system to maintain homeostasis of your endocannabinoid system, which helps regulate like the neuromuscular system, the skeleton.
Yeah, it's already regulating your memory right now. Goddamn it! It ain't even 12 o'clock.
Well, see,
I ain't even got my wake and bake on yet. Damn.
Well, see, like I said, I'm using it as a medicine. I was on some heavy full plant extract cannabis oil. I had 6 rounds of it, taking like 1,600 milligrams of these cannabinoids every day, like a ton of it. I took
the pills, right?
Yeah, I took public transportation the first 2 years up in Portland, because I thought I was coherent in doing stuff. Like I said, I consider myself a highly functional stoner, and I have this group. But I'm a medical marijuana patient to treat cancer. I do. There's these medical marijuana fanatics. They claim cannabis cures cancer. And my anecdotal case study is cannabis does not cure cancer.
No, because I wouldn't have any relatives with cancer.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. But
unless they're all doing it wrong.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
What do you mean I'm not supposed to smoke it?
GD, what's your take on all this? What's your take on all this, GD? What's your take on all this?
To be honest, I grew up with a healthy respect for cannabis, pot, marijuana, whatever you're going to call it. My mother let us smoke it in the house when we were teenagers so that we wouldn't go out in the street and get the bad stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I consider it's a recreational medicine is what it is. It's like people do better with it than without. They should have a level of so much, and it's not really understood how much no really recommended daily allowance of cannabinoids in your system, because it causes homeostasis to allow your body to function better. And so, but I've been, my anecdotal case study, it doesn't cure cancer. I had a dog, my chow dog. He looked like a fucking Ewok. I used to take him to the cannabis club. He was my wingman, because he would get, there actually are women in Portland, Oregon, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Dallas Fort Worth that actually will have sex with this old, short, bald-headed white guy and actually like it. There's actually women. I wish there were.
But it's only those. But it's only in those 3 states.
Yeah.
What about the state of inebriation?
That's kind of like I was texting this woman here, and I was telling her she needed a new dad partner to help to help her along because she was because I after all I am a self-appointed board certified cis male heterosexual medical marijuana lesbian gynecologist, and I treat women's that have problems with those things because I've got actually certified testimonials of my ability to treat pussy or treat the coochie.
Budsy, you didn't have a stuttering problem until you hit that pipe on screen.
Oh.
Yeah. You kind of taking the I'm a weed smoking motherfucker. Yeah. I'm a Rasta. I'm a weed smoking black. Whatever you hit just gave you Tourette.
Yeah, you look a lot like the original Baptista Dew, the guy that taught me how to cook barbecue. I mean, he was skinny black dude with dreads, and he had to shave. I mean, he had to shave his head as bald as me to get a job in Dallas, the Dallas Fort Worth area cooking barbecue back in 1964. There's, but he was, I called him Uncle Budsy. I told you the story, he was a weed smoking, 40-ounce drinking, pussy getting barbecue cook. And when you're 14, you think that's the guy I want to grow up and be exactly like. And so when I was up in Portland, I was telling people I was Uncle Budsy 2.0. And I had Uncle Budsy's barbecue. But these young millennial white women, when I told them I was Uncle Budsy, they kind of looked at me like, because I reminded them of their creepy uncle that molested them when they were 11 years old. So I decided I'm not going to be Uncle Budsy anymore. It's Budsy's barbecue, but I'm also Dr. Budsy because I was a dental surgeon. I was a dental surgeon before in a past life.
Shit, you can't remember your last career.
Yeah, no, my last career, my last career, I was a ticket broker. Actually, I was a ticket concierge. I was a ticket concierge, which is a fancy name for ticket broker, which is an even fancier name for ticket scalper. I would get tickets, buy and sell event tickets, because I did that when I first got out of prison, and I kept doing it because it's what's supported me for all these years. I didn't want to cook meth, even though people have accused me of being Walter White, the guy from Breaking Bad.
I was just going to say you are the inspiration for Breaking Bad. Look at you. You got the glasses on.
And I had a major in chemistry. Had a double major in college, chemistry and biology, but I had
Walter White.
But I'm not.
Get him,
he made a lot of money on that show. So, but I was, I wanted to do something. I didn't want to go back to prison, so I became a ticket scalper, which is legal. I mean, it's being a ticket broker is kind of like It's kind of like being a real estate broker. That you got this piece of property, this seat in a concert or a sporting event that you have a specific option to have that piece of real estate at a specific time. And so you bought that. It's like flipping a house when you're a ticket broker / ticket scalper. And so I used to do that, but I'd have people get pissed at me, say, "Oh, you're thinking I was some kind of piece of shit because I made money." They thought you'd just buy these tickets and money would fall. You'd resell them automatically. It's not that easy. I mean, you can make money as a ticket broker, but you can also lose your ass and lose a lot of money because you buy these tickets with the expectation you're going to be able to sell them for more. And sometimes you eat them. Sometimes there's a concert and you didn't sell them Sunday morning those tickets go in the trash. They're worthless. You paid $100.
Why does it sound like Bugsy, why does it sound like your penitentiary experience to me?
What? That my penitentiary experience?
Did that fly over you?
Yeah, I thought I actually did have PTSD after prison. I didn't even realize it till it was cured. Now I don't have
rape every day kind of does that to a gentleman.
Yeah, the thing about prison, it wasn't because of any physical thing. I got into 3 fights when I was there, but I worked in the law library, and people thought they would ask my opinion and advice for stuff. Hell, I advised the guy that ran all the dorms, Rubio. I told him, because they were fucking up. Everybody they were on lockdown all the time, and I told what really should happen. So people looked up to me. I think I was telling you about some guy actually asked me one time what he should do. Somebody owed him a soup, a ramen noodle soup, 25 cents, owed him the soup. So he asked him,
a long time.
Yeah, and he asked him, the guy wouldn't pay him back that was owed the soup. And the guy that owed the soup just won $40 pot in some kind of baseball or NASCAR race, some kind of thing where they bet. And so he won $40 worth of commissary. So he had the soup, but he wouldn't give it to the other dude. And so the guy asked me what he should do. I said, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, fuck, and he says, well, so I just told him, I said, you got to do what you got to do. Because pretty soon what's going to happen, people are going to start, coming into your locker, kicking the lock off, going into your commissary. Yeah. And then they're going to start punking you out. And so this guy, I mean, he was in for murder already. He goes into the chow hall, takes a sharpened pencil, stabs a guy in the neck, and the guy, falls down. The guards don't give a fuck about the guy who got stabbed. They just worry about everybody.
They just want their pencil back.
Yeah. So what I saw there was the value of human life was 25 cents.
Property.
Yeah,
and right.
Yeah, so and people. I told that story to somebody and said, "Oh, don't you feel guilty?" I said, "Fuck no, I don't feel." I didn't tell the guy to stab the guy in the neck. When I was in prison, I adapted to my environment. Like I usually do. I'm thinking I'm a fucking comedian now. I'm trying to adapt to my environment, and but what ended up happening. The guy,
Is our topic the penitentiary? What's our basis here? ZD, what do you think our basis here is?
What do I think of what now?
I said, well, what is up? We came in late. I don't know what our real topic is outside of
I was watching y'all's the thing on Sunday, and that was entertaining. There was like I said, I think that I could be a good contribution to an entertainment thing. I was talking with Brenda, and she said, well, discuss more. But I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they wanted to interview me, but they wanted to charge me for the interview. And I think, fuck, yeah. And I'm thinking, I know I can be entertaining where somebody should support me, either lend me somebody right now and let me get on, because I think I can bring a lot of barbecue. I can sell a lot of barbecue and sell a lot of weed if I get some money right now to reopen my restaurant. That's where my attention is that I got to get this restaurant back open.
I thought you were open because you were doing a tasting or something in June 24.
I was going to see. I had the restaurant before. It was called. No, that's a different one. It's my hat. It was called, when I was in Portland, it was called Uncle Budsy's Barbecue. It's a food truck, and I was going to open up a restaurant on MLK Boulevard. There are two white guys. We're going to open up on MLK Boulevard, right across the street from where it was a closed restaurant because of the pandemic called the Horn of Africa. The Black Lives Matter came and busted out the windows of it was the Boys and Girls Club that was sponsored by the Portland Trailblazers. And I thought, fuck, if they're going to do that to the Boys and Girls Club.
What was it, the Black Lives Matter pedophile division?
Yeah, I thought, fuck, I thought my restaurant would be burned down probably within 6 months. There's a guy that was, he died.
But they was only burning down white people shit. You lost that the minute you start fucking with that Jamaican.
No, the uncle of Snoop Dogg had a barbecue restaurant. He got his place burned down twice up there, and I reached out to him to.
I'm gonna tell you now, the fire marshal just needs to look to see if there's any roaches that were left lit on the floor. If it was Snoop Dogg's, if he was involved, I wouldn't blame that on Black Lives Matter. I would blame that more on burnt leaf matters. What
happened? It was. Well, I heard, there were all kinds of shit going up there in Portland. I liked the area. I really liked the weather. I mean, living here in the Mojave Desert is brutal here in the summer. Yeah, I mean, and like right now, I'm in an apartment, but the air conditioner is broken. I've got a portable one in the bedroom. I'm here. Oh, let me tell you how hot it is in here.
It was 117 there yesterday. That's why I bought my ass back to LA.
Yeah, well,
couldn't leave till 11 o'clock. That's how hot. It was 102 at 11 fucking o'clock p.m.
Oh,
and I made it back to LA at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 111. I moved into this apartment July 5th of last year. It took 6 weeks at that time to get a new air conditioner, and that delayed me opening my restaurant. But I opened the restaurant the Monday after Thanksgiving last year. It took me all that while to open it up, and it was Uncle B's Smokehouse Barbecue, and I teamed up with my business partner here. He had been cooking barbecue for 26 years here, but he considers his claim to fame as not doing barbecue sauce, and I've got to do barbecue sauce with my restaurant because I'm doing.
You could put it on the side.
Yeah, well, that's his name is Bob.
A hell of an idea, and I guarantee you that all the people that watch us in Sauce in the City, and all the fans and all the people, the haters too. What would be awesome and fucking cool, I think, is on the 24th. If you could just bring some samples. I'm not saying throughout the whole big.
I've got like right now, I've got 24 gallons of barbecue sauce sitting in the refrigerator down there.
So now you bring it with you. You call it barbecue sauce in the city, and
there you go.
Okay. Well,
real shit. That's awesome.
This stuff.
That is awesome. It's funny, but it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, this is Dr. Budsy's medicated sauce. It's CBD. I can do regular Uncle Budsy, or it's not Uncle Budsy anymore.
And we doing this in Vegas. A lot of niggas gonna be there. Niggas love free, and you know that because you lost your white when you lost credit.
That's
so just all you gotta do is say free. I don't give a damn what you bring. It could be free fucking thumbtacks. Say free, the people, the niggas definitely are coming. We talking the type of people that steal free samples. It's free. Why you stealing them?
Okay.
So my brother and I do not get along, and he doesn't come to anything that I've done. But I had two events where I had free food, and my brother was at both of them.
See?
Well, yeah.
We're talking the type of motherfuckers come to the potluck with nothing.
Yes.
With a plate, a fork, and a spoon, and a bib.
I'm gonna tell you what my brother did once. I had my wife and I used to have a family barbecue at our house, Memorial Day weekend, and it'd be like 100 people at our house, and my brother would show up like half an hour before we were like ready to pack up all the food, and he'd bring with him, and he'd bring like 5 pounds of hot dogs, no buns, just hot dogs, and and we'd say. And he'd bring him, and he'd go, I got some hot dogs. I'll throw them in the cooler here. And I said, Ralph, we're not going to have time to cook those. We're packing up in like a half an hour. He goes, okay. And then at 6 o'clock when we're ready to go, he goes, okay, well, I got another cookout to go to. Can I take the hot dogs with me to that cookout?
Packing his shit.
He just needed the
he probably took those hot dogs to like 4 different cookouts and never used any of them. And when and at the end of the day, they wound up in his own refrigerator because he's like, yeah, well, if you're not going to use those hot dogs, I'm going to take them back home with me.
Yeah.
That's the type of motherfucker that goes, he brings a 30-pack of beer or he buys a keg and comes to the function. And now the function's over and he goes back to the cooler. He sits them through and just starts, wait a minute, I bought this Miller. I'm taking that back. Then the hot dogs back. He probably went to 4 fucking cookouts.
Taking shit he didn't even bring. He's like,
this looks good. This looks good.
I think I brought those tampons. That bring those tampons.
Yeah, okay.
Need them for my girl.
You see this fried water? I'm fucking taking
this. So anyway, I was.
Hey, Budsy.
Yeah.
When did you set this up? Today or yesterday?
Oh, I just went on and turned it on.
This podcast, because trust me, if me and Pop was ready.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is,
we were ready.
I think we could record stuff to edit it out and then broadcast probably 30 minutes to 60 minutes worth of usable material. Yeah. And I've got I've producer that'll do each show for $100. But right now, I'm trying to raise money. I want to open the restaurant, get the restaurant open, because if I open the restaurant, I can raise more money. I used to be a stockbroker. That was one of my. I'd done a bunch of different shit, but I was a stockbroker / investment banker, so I know how to raise money. But I got to raise. Yeah, I'm not raising much anything now because everybody thinks I'm a goddamn idiot. So
we don't. You got to be if you're hanging with us. Shit, you got to be something.
I was about to say, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
But
look, so I have been fooled too many times. I thought Cosby was an okay guy. Okay, I thought Michael Jackson was all right. I thought R. Kelly was all right. So I'm just gonna wait till everybody dies, and then I'll go through their computers and their emails and their social media, and then I'll find out what kind of person they were. Yeah, that's probably. And there's certain things that I'm not. I like women. And I like to get intimate with women. I don't like to beat women. I don't like them to suffer. I'm not into. I really. I will. So you don't believe in marriage, then? You don't believe in marriage if you don't.
No, I do. I've been married 6 times. I've been married.
Okay, so you do believe in marriage, yeah, and gambling. You believe in marriage and in gambling.
Yeah, well, no, not gambling.
No. If you've been married 6 times, you believe in gambling. You just don't bet on the horses or Keno. You bet on the pussy. I mean the woman.
You got the Josh Gabor syndrome.
I get infatuated in love, and that's what here in Vegas
sounds like you've been getting infections.
Yeah,
in love with 6 marriages.
Well, some of those were bigamy and
that is big of you. That is big of you. Yeah, to admit that.
Yeah.
To admit that. Yeah.
Well, see, I lived in Texas. I grew up in Texas, and in Texas they have common law marriage. If you live and are
You got
having
that in California.
sex with a woman.
And Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, but in Texas, it's 30 days. If you're, so.
Damn.
So,
You gotta take it to the coast fast up there.
But you can't be common law bigamous because it's illegal to be a bigamist. So if you count, see, I was living with 2 different women, and because they couldn't handle me more than about 3 to 4 days. They say, I don't have dementia, I don't have Alzheimer's, I may have brain metastases, and I smoke a lot of weed, but I've got tormentia. I torment people. And particularly, you can ask all my ex-wives, I tormented them. And it wasn't.
You're not going to torment the crowd with 4-hour rants either.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I tormented them physically. Well, I do like, I tell you, there's 2 women that I've been married to in the past. One actually legally married, the other 2 legally in Texas because it's common law. But between the 2 of them, I probably had sex with the 2 of them 10,000 times.
You can marry your hand there?
Do what?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we had a lot, I grew up in the 60s and 70s.
No. See, he said between the 2 of them means one was sitting here, the other one was sitting here while he was having sex. Between the 2 of them.
No, I was.
There was like one there, one there. And I'm right between the 2 of them having sex. They're over there watching and doing dishes, folding clothes.
I don't recall that. I recall an actual, and so I enjoyed myself with them. I tell you, we did have a lot of sex. They did not like each other, so I never had a 3-way with them. I wanted to.
You've never double jerk?
Oh, not with them. I have with other
women. Now they doubled without you. But they did have threesomes without him. They did have threesomes without him. So
the one that I ended up, while I was in prison, she got with Jody, which Jody is the dude that's back home.
You know Jody.
Yeah,
Jody.
Yeah, Jody's the dude.
Yeah, the guy that we don't know anything about, Jody.
Yeah, Jody's the dude back home taking care of business while the dude's off on deployment, in the military or in prison. I mean, someone's got to take care of business, and it's Jody. That's wasn't his real name, but and so she got with Jody, and I told her,
where are we going with this?
Yeah, but she used to be a titty dancer, and she was this hot redhead, and that's my problem. Redheads are my kryptonite. These redhead, I become a simp beta male with redhead. I'm a fucking simp. I just, and it's not good to be a simp. You all know what simps are, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, look, I haven't heard that term in a long time, so
Me either.
But I hate to be a whatever it is, a party pooper. But I'm watching the clock because I got shit to, I just wanted to check y'all out to see what was going on because I got in myself.
I enjoy this. I got to go down and bottle up a bunch of barbecue. So I got to get something actually done. I will say
before we get out of here, Buddy, what would be awesome, and I'll promote this shit right over everything that I got. You bring some of that sauce. We chop up some brisket, some rib tips. Bring that and the 350. You know what I'm talking about? Watch the crowd and watch what happens.
Okay.
You'll already have your fan base / your customer base. Once they taste the meat, they taste that infused barbecue sauce and the pre-rolls. Trust me, they'll know who you are on the 24th. So let's put this in motion.
Yeah, I got that.
I'll be back in a couple of days. Don't cook not by yourself.
Okay, my problem is I don't have my equipment hooked up so I can cook in the restaurant. I got it. I'll figure it out. My old restaurant. I can definitely use some financial support. I'm selling barbecue sauce from my website, drbudsy.com, drbudsy.com. Go to it and buy a t-shirt of the two pigs fucking. That, and I'm selling these little trinkets. These are souvenirs, and on the female will be these are, I call them two pigs fucking. It'll be the salt and pepper shakers, and I'm selling them, but there'll be souvenirs that people come to Vegas. They're going to have to get this because on the female it says Budsy Barbecue, Las Vegas, Nevada, and our web address, and you can buy them online now. So if I sell enough of that, I can get all this stuff. I can get the restaurant open right now. I'm kind of dead in the water till I get some more money. Anyway, y'all have it. It's good.
Remember what I told you, Budsy?
Yeah.
Budsy, I told you I got a real good friend of mine. I can't say his name live right now, but I got a really good friend of mine that's going to be at this show with a nice stipend that he needs to invest. He doesn't want to. He has to. He needs to invest. But he can't invest in something that he can't taste or he can't smoke.
Okay.
Feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sounds good.
I want him to taste this shit and say, "Thank you, comedian G Dane. I'm in."
Let's do this some more. I did record this. I think this went out on Facebook, but it's also I think recorded as a video that can be edited out, all the superfluous, boring bullshit. And I think
I just shared this shit live. I got people already commenting to me, asking me what's going on. Is this a new show? I've already hit that. People already know.
Okay.
So you got people that are going to be wanting to taste Budsy's barbecue, this marijuana infused, CBD infused sauce.
Uh-huh.
Plus, I've already bragged on the pre-rolls.
Oh, okay.
I have something to bring to the table. We can't tell them how great these t-shirts are. They light up. It's like when you press the button, their fucking tits burst into fucking quasars.
Uh-huh.
Unless we have a mix.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because this is good.
Okay.
It's going to be bigger than the last thing. It's not going to be like the one in the Arts District. A lot of people coming here.
Okay. That sounds good. Sounds good. Well, it was good talking with you, y'all. Y'all have a really enjoyable day. I'm going to do comedy tonight at a place over in Henderson. It's called Carl and Martin's. And
you said you have some of your barbecue sauce made already, right? You said you had like so many gallons.
Yeah.
Look, when you go on stage, take a jar with you. Mm-hmm. Okay, a spoon, couple of spoons, or open the jar, and because you're going to probably talk about your barbecue sauce up there, just have somebody sample some. Open the jar, have somebody sample some. Let them go. Damn, this is some good shit. Yeah, or or maybe another comedian or something, or somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, take it on stage with you so other people can see it, and let them try it. And let them try it.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Like the girl with the nails when we did
all I do is make sense. I can't make dollars to save my ass. I can make sense, man.
Y'all get the hell out of here, man. Let me start my day.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Y'all have a good. All right. It was enjoyable. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
All right, later.
Hey, I'm gonna call you in a minute, Budsy. Love you, Pop.